Hey everybody, I'm Mike, and this is RVs with Gabby. Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. Please don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell if you ever want to see another walk around or travel vlog video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because, as you can see, it's me on the camera, not Gabby, who we're all used to. And today we're going to be going over my job in terms of breaking down the sites and getting ready for a travel day. And right now it's a nice beautiful day here in Colorado, and we'll be doing about a 6.5 hour drive up to Wyoming. So I'm going to take you guys with me and kind of go through what I do. While she does the interior, I focus on the exterior. So for me, the first thing I do on a travel day is typically start with getting the dogs ready, getting them fed, and then taking them out for a nice long walk just to get them a little bit worked out before they're going to be sitting in a truck for a long time. After that, typically I'll try to do some dishes, get those knocked out of the way to just make it a little bit easier for Gabby to clean up and organize the whole kitchen pantry area. All right guys, so I just finished walking the dogs for about probably 30-35 minutes or so. We'll do another walk after we finish everything up here, just let them go to the bathroom and all that. And then of course during the 6-7 hour drive we'll have to stop a couple times, let the dogs walk and get some gas. But right now in the meantime, Gabby made some breakfast. She's going to start organizing the kitchen, and once I finish this breakfast here, I'll start going over the rest of what we'll do in terms of breakdown. All right guys, so I just finished breakfast, so we're going to start getting ready to break down. I don't always have the same exact routine. It kind of changes depending on the needs of the day. So today Gabby is going to start cooking the dog food and prepping the dog food, so when we get to our next site after a long drive, that's all knocked out. We can just walk them, feed them, relax. So while she's doing that, instead of dumping the tanks first, I'm going to start cleaning up around the outside, and I think I might also start checking the tire pressure for the RVs. We've been at this campsite for about 3 weeks or so. So I'm just going to take a quick look. It's something you want to get used to doing, especially when you're traveling full time, traveling every couple weeks like we are. So yeah, hang out with me as I start cleaning up around the RV on the outside, and then we'll dump the tanks and go from there. I did take out a couple little things that'll help for later. So we're gonna have the little, drill here that'll help with the stabilizers when I lift those up. And I'm gonna get ready now to move a few things around and check the tire pressure. Oop. All right, as you can see right now, I have to pull the truck up pretty close. Only because we have to plug into the truck to actually use the tire pressure gauge there. All right, so this bad boy here has to actually plug into the truck using like the old cigarette lighter outlet. So I'm gonna do that. And these tires are supposed to be around 65 PSI, so I'm gonna check them all, fill them as needed, and go from there. Yeah, so already on the first one, we're seeing it's at 61.5. I'm gonna bring it up to 65 now. All right, once it hits the PSI you do set it to, it does stop on its own. So I'm gonna disconnect this, check the next tire, then head on to the other side, finish those two, and then we'll move on to the next part of the breakdown. One thing I would like to add to this though, as you can hear it probably on this microphone, this small device is still pretty loud. It's about 9:30 in the morning right now, so I don't feel too bad about it. Ideally, you want to do it, after people are already awake. You don't want to be waking up your neighbor. I wouldn't want to be woken up by a little machine because you have to add 2 PSI to your tires when you could have done it probably the night before. But that's really it. So wait until people are a little bit awake if you can, and yeah. All right guys, so I just finished going around the RV, checking all the tires, filling them up to 65 PSI. And then I came into our truck here and we have the little, here, let me turn the camera real quick. The TimeMate TPMS monitoring system. So what I did with this, just turned it on. Sometimes not all the tires show up right away, so give it a second. My rear left one didn't pop up at all. All I did was go back, take the cap off, tighten it and all that, and give another 15-20 seconds, and here it is popped up. And as you can see, they're all at 65 PSI, so we're good to go. And we're gonna move on to, I think, dumping the tanks next. Okay, so moving on guys, we're gonna be doing the next part of this breakdown, and it's probably every RVer's favorite aspect of breaking down camp, and that's going to be doing the gray tank and black tank dump. So let me show you something real quick. Our unit has a split gray tank, so over here we have the bathroom and the black tank, all in the same, and then over here is the kitchen gray tank. I'm probably going to do the kitchen one first because I like to run the flush for the black tank for quite a long time because we're not in any particular rush today. But for us, the pull to actually empty the kitchen gray tank is going to be near the back of the unit, right over here. So I'm going to set the camera aside and, move everything over a little bit, flush the kitchen, move it back to the bathroom, flush the shower and the black tank, and yeah. Now one thing I like to use is gloves. Right now we don't exactly have the best gloves for this, but better than nothing. I see some RVers not use gloves at all, but I don't know, that ain't me. I worked at a veterinarian clinic and a hospital for a lot of my careers in the past, so I like to wear gloves when I'm touching some icky stuff, you know what I mean? The one thing I am grateful for the past couple times we've had to break down and set up for that matter is it's been nice weather. It's really annoying trying to do all this and there's a thunderstorm, it's raining, and just makes everyone a little bit more tense and annoyed with each other. But here in Colorado, some gorgeous weather, and it looks like Casper, Wyoming, where we're heading next, it's going to be a good day. So, thank you. Now, right here isn't exactly essential. Not everyone does it, but we have a few different plastic totes that we store everything in when we're done. So a lot of like the little elbows you see for the sewer hose and septic hose and all that, I'll take those off, put them in a little container so they're not just loosely around our storage. I used to take the fresh water connector and put that all stored away, but now I just put the filter and the water pressure regulator away. The hose itself is a little bit just too long to do that, so I just roll it up and shove it all in there. I do want to add in that I hope that the audio is not too bad. Usually, you know, Gabby is the one in the driver's seat here doing all the talking. I kind of just respond, and I know I've watched videos of myself that I've edited in the past, and it sounds like I'm whispering, even though I think I have a deep voice. I guess sometimes maybe I'm just a little bit nervous on camera, so hopefully this sounds a little bit better than what you've heard from me in the past. So it took about 5 minutes for the kitchen gray tank to empty out. Now I'm going to switch everything over and just put it over to the bathroom gray tank and the black tank. I'm pretty certain we mentioned this in a prior video, but one thing we do ourselves is when I'm dumping the gray and black tank from the restroom, after I have to switch over the sewer pipe or hose from the kitchen tank, gray tank, and put it onto the black tank for the restroom, I like to do the shower gray tank first, only because I want to make sure there's no leaks before I'm dumping the actual black tank, because no one wants to deal with that situation. All right, so while the bathroom gray tank and the black tank are flushing right now, or emptying I should say, I'm going to take the fresh water connection from the city water port and put it over to the black tank flush, and I'll show you that here in just a minute. Some people say flush it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. We're not in any particular rush today, so I'll just run it until I see clear, consistent water for quite a long time. Oh, cute little moment to show our little travels so far. So we started over here in Orlando, Florida, through Alabama, Louisiana, a lot of Texas. Only a short stay in New Mexico, and I'm hoping we go back here in a couple months. Right now we're in Colorado, and today we'll be heading up to, I think Casper, Wyoming is about the center. I could be wrong, but about a 6-hour drive up to Casper today. And we'll get to put the little sticker on, I think, tonight or tomorrow. So very quickly, before I disconnect the city water connection port back there and the filter, I want to make sure this is turned off, otherwise it'll be spraying all over us. All right, we follow us on back to the rear of the rig. Right here is what I was talking about. We have the city water connection port. So I'm going to take all this apart. I'm going to put this in the little storage bins I showed you earlier, and we're going to get ready to flush the black tank for quite a few minutes. All right, so I do have the water filter off. I'm just going to toss into one of these buckets and pretty much forget about it for the rest of the trip until, well, the next destination. All right, so over here on the front left of the rig that I'm pointing at right about there, that is the black tank flush. So I'm going to take our little city hose here, hook it up, and then start running the water again. And we'll probably do that, like I said before, 10, 15 minutes until I feel like it's really cleaned out the black tank system. For obvious reasons, I'm not going to go over, or at least not show you the black tank flushing. There's nothing you're going to get from that that's worth really seeing. But one thing I do, every so often I'll go over to it and I'll actually close the black tank and count to like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, whatever. Let it kind of fill up a little bit. Open it up and let it start redumping again. Sometimes that catches some residual mess that's inside the tank and helps declog it. Gabby's on the inside, so I did let her know, hey, I started doing this. She has her little AirPods in, so she probably didn't hear that it was running. There's a big little hum you hear when you're inside when it's going on. But she has the audiobooks on. So I have to go and tap her on the shoulder and let her know, hey, just keep an eye out. I want to make sure nothing overflows, because no thank you. So nobody tell Gabby this, but I mean, flushing tanks isn't exactly glorious. It's not that much fun, but it's pretty easy. I mean, the next hard thing I have to do, if you want to call it hard, is climb a ladder, go on the roof, and when I get up there, we'll go over what I do up there. But for the most part, I'm just relaxing. Now, if it's not raining, it's a gorgeous day like today, she actually has the hard job. Just don't let her know that. Okay, so at this point, I've been running the black tank flush for about 15 minutes, and honestly, for 10 of those minutes, it's been fine, clear water, no debris or anything like that. But that's what happens when you are at a location for a few weeks like we have been, and every 2 to 3 days, honestly, I go out there and dump the tanks when I have nothing else going on. So from this point, I'm gonna pack up all the hosing, all the septic stuff and the fresh water hose, get them in the pass-through over here, and then hand this over to Gabby for just a few moments to show the inside part, because once I finish this dumping, she has to do the liquefied on the inside.
And just want to take a second to thank our sponsor, Liquefied, the absolute best RV toilet treatment in the industry. If you have an RV, you're going to need black toilet treatment, you should check out Liquefied and use our discount code RVs with Gabby for an additional discount off of product. See our link down below in the description. Thanks, and back to the video.
Now that all the flushing's been done and we've done the liquefied on the interior, I like to go around just make sure that all these little levers are pushed all the way in. There's no leaking happening that I might have missed earlier. You want to make sure these caps are all screwed on completely. And yeah, from here I'm just going to clean up this little bit of mess you see down below. Get this water hose all rolled up and tucked away into that undercarriage there, or pass-through storage I should say. And one thing that I want to harp on for a second is I almost always forget the pressure regulator. I pack everything up and I'm like, something's wrong. And then I realize I took the hose off and just left this sitting here dangling. So always do a double check of everything before you take off. And before I tuck this all the way into storage, I'm going to make sure almost all the water's out of the piping, or the hose rather. Just when I put it in there, it's not leaking all in the pass-through storage. All right, so now that the water and the septic is all set and packed away, I'm going to take another little container I have out, and that's going to be for the power surge protector and power supply. So when I'm all set with that, I'll put that in there and also put that in the pass-through storage. All right, so you may have seen Gabby in the background a moment ago, and what she was doing was taking our Starlink cable and routing it through the slide out here. So in just a moment, I'm going to take you up on the roof with me, disconnect the Starlink, get that ready to pack up, and while we're up there, I'm going to check for leaks, any kind of damages. We did have a couple hailstorms during our stay here, so I'm going to verify there's nothing messed up, and if there is, maybe I'll put some caulk or something on it right now. At the same time, I'm going to take a little broom up and clean off the slide. We reached the point where the dogs are just in Mama's way while she does the interior, so now they're going to be out here, and she's going to be a whiny little girl until I walk her one more time. Now time for the fun part. I could ask for Gabby's help, but I'm going to climb the ladder with this in my hand. All right, so while we're up here, I want to show you guys a couple of things that we had to deal with. Because we were in a few brutal storms and a few hailstorms, we had some damage done to some of the caulking on the corners. As you can see, I re-caulked this one myself. Not too hard, took about 8 seconds. It's really not a big deal. On this side, I had to do the same thing on that little corner. But now I'm gonna kind of walk around, inspect everything else around the vents, AC and everything. Sorry if I'm out of breath. It happens when I climb things, I guess. And overall, just make sure there's no lingering damage before we get on the road again. One thing I'll also take a look at, besides just looking at the caulking and if there's any damage to the seal at all, is I'll look at the slide, and I'll also take a look at the awning. We don't use our awning all that much, to be honest, but I'll make sure there's no debris lodged up in there. If there is, I'll take this little broom, a rag, whatever, wipe it out. There's no trees over us this time, so there's not much to do. As you can see, the slide looks pretty clean. Nothing major that I have to worry about cleaning. So yeah, just gonna disconnect that little Starlink fellow over there, bring it down, and we'll see what's next. Well, folks, we're almost done here. Gabby's pretty much finished with the inside. Before she brings that slide in, one of the things I have to do is get these stabilizer jacks and just lift them up and tuck them away. Now, you could do it manually with this little bar you see over there, which was not exactly as fun. So we got one of our little old Ryobis, got the little proper fitting, and it takes 2 seconds now. So let me set this down so you can see what that looks like. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna do that around the other 3 that we have. Make sure they're all tucked away, get the little orange stabilizer blocks, pack them away, and we'll see what's next. I think it's gonna be pretty much turning off the electric, unplugging all that, to make sure the propane's turned off. Then we'll get ready to hitch up. Now that we have all the stabilizers up, the next step we're going to do is Gabby's going to bring the slide in. But I'll be on the outside making sure there's no issues as it's going in from my perspective, and then she'll see what's going on from hers. One thing I'm usually just trying to look at is the rubber seal is going in all right. Nothing weird, nothing wonky, blocking it underneath. That's really it. So far, so good. No issues on this side either. And yes, we're just about getting ready to wrap it all up. So once that's in, she tells me she's good with the interior, doesn't need power anymore, then I'll disconnect the power surge and the 50 amp plug. All right, so before we finalize hitching up the truck and everything, just gonna take the little ones on one quick little walk one last time before putting them in the truck and getting ready to head off. So now everything in the interior is completely finished. I'm gonna take this power supply box, pack it up, and we're gonna get ready to hitch up the truck to the RV and get ready to go. The best part about all this is getting absolutely filthy right before sitting in a truck for the next 6-7 hours. We have done this enough now where we don't really need these during this part. This is a little bit easier using the walkies when we get to the next site and trying to park. But for showing you what we typically do, we'll have them on us right now. But we're gonna get ready to hitch up this vehicle and say hi to Gabby. There she is. And yeah, just take a little gander while we do this. All right, so while I get the truck in position, you should still be able to hear me on my mic. Gabby's getting the hitch on the RV all set for me to hook up. Having walkies right now makes it a little bit easier because I could just hear her talking to me instead of having to yell out the window.
And right there.
So now that she has the ball all hitched, I'm gonna get ready to hook up, what are these called? The sway control bars. Yeah. Now these should be relatively easy to put on. Like you shouldn't have to be forcing too much effort to hook them up and clip them to the A-frame. As you can see, Gabby, I think, is having a little bit of trouble, so maybe a little bit of my dumb brain but brute strength can help out. There is a little tool that comes with that to get some leverage if you're having trouble. I haven't had to use it yet, but let's see if I can find it.
It's locked up right now.
Never mind, it's locked up. It's just another little bar you put at the end of this bar. Gives you more leverage. One of the next things we're gonna do is attach this brake controller here to the back of the truck into the hitch. And it's as easy as that. We'll verify that it's working after I turn the truck on again. All right, right now Gabby's just making sure the propane's all turned off. No reason to have it kind of running through the tubes at all while we're driving. All right, so now we're almost all set. So I'm going to show you that rear brake control here in just a second, the one I attached to the back of the truck and the hitch. The screen's right here, so it's hard to see with the lighting, but that's the rear camera. But to have it on all the time, you have to have your lights, at least for this unit on. The lights have to be on, always on. You can't have them on auto, otherwise it will turn off. So I'm going to do one little walk around one more time, then we'll do a little light check. So what I'm doing now is just going to be looking for any kind of debris, forgotten items, verifying everything's locked, seated. All right. Gabby's already done this like 3 times. I'm just kind of doing it again. All right, everything looks pretty okay. Doors all secured. Nothing in front of the tires. She already got the truck box. No leaks. No little critters or kids hanging around it. So, all right, just a moment. We'll do the light check and then we'll be on our way. Are you ready to go to Wyoming? We're not in Florida anymore. All right, so the last thing we're doing is having Gabby go to the back of the unit and just verifying all of our lights are working all right. All right, which ones do you want first?
You do the emergency flashers.
We'll run the emergency
All right,
flashers.
Good. Now can you put it in reverse? All right. Now brakes on and off. Great. Everything is working.
All right, so she just verified all the lights are working correctly. There's no issues, nothing broken, nothing just simply not working. So,
Oh, do you want to do blinker and blinker?
So yeah, guys, that's about it. We really enjoyed our time here in Colorado. We're gonna get ready to head off now. And I hope you enjoyed this video. This is the first one of me taking the charge of it. It's a little bit different than the way Gabby does her talking, her style. She has a little more confidence in that step. So yeah, that's how we divide and conquer. She does the interior, as you saw in the previous video. I work on the exterior, then towards the end we kind of come together for safety checks and just hooking the truck up and everything. So yeah, thank you for watching this, and until next time, happy camping.